Let's unbox Start Player, published by Z-Man Games and designed by Ted Alspach. Inside, there's a rules booklet done in like a comic strip form, and the characters are based on the Bored to Pieces comic strip. These cards, this is the main part of the game, is a deck of cards that helps you determine who's going to be the starting player of the game. So this one says that the player who has the loudest voice is the start player. This one says the player who is the tallest is the start player. And so basically it goes through and evaluates a player by some unique means. The player who has the longest hair is the start player. The player who has most recently bowled is the start player. And so if there's ever a tie, you just go on to the next card. And they've all got a comic from Bored to Pieces at the top. The next player to yodel is the start player. The player who has most recently played chess is the start player. The player who owns the most dice is the start player. The player who has most recently finished reading a novel is the start player. The player who has the most pockets is the start player. The player who has the longest belt is the start player. The player who has the most keys is the start player. The player who has been the closest to the North Pole is the start player. And so on. And really you're just going to shuffle this deck and probably only draw the first one or two each time you use it, but you can kind of keep the deck out and use it to determine who's going to be the starting player in each of your games in a fun and different way than you might normally. And this last card says the player who is the oldest is the start player. And when you get to be the start player, you get to have the start player meeple. Fun looking guy there. That's Start Player by Ted Alspach, printed by Z-Man Games.